Hey, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of great ministry rule well. Salutation to the Yakiyams for pushing his truth and sincerity to pushing this work, to the end. Presenting everybody as a living sacrifice. They want to act what's who listen and learn and be obedient to the husband. They brother Howard from GMS, Prophetic Vibration Camp.
Brother Yakal.
Brother Iwadash.
Hey, through the spirit and power, Yabashim Yoshai. We come here to edify the flock. As you tell Peter, feed my sheep. I've heard into some serious times. The brother, the topic of the video.
Don't neglect the gift that is within thee.
Because this gift we have it within we is not something to take lightly. You understand? We see now at the end here, brothers dropping out. Brothers was in this thing 15 years dropping out. You understand? Elders getting kicked out. Because they're neglecting the gift that you have. The gift that you have is serious. It really goes into the talents and the Rakakodash. You being able to understand and break down the scriptures to a T is not normal. You understand? It's to glorify the Lord when you know you have this. Thank the Lord all the time that you have this right through.
Because that being the light, that's the brother say, that the Rakakodash is the light. Because we been in as the brother Yaka was saying in the video yesterday, we in a world full of darkness and we be the light. So when the light come, the darkness flee. So the whole world wanna pour this darkness. But the Lord who put this light, the whole world wanna pour the light. But it's Yahweh Ba'ashem Yoshai who light the lights. We are the candlesticks going back into the elect. Around the four corners of the earth, we're lighting and cursing out Babylon and bringing, this kingdom to end, Esau kingdom, and bringing forth, the new kingdom to come, bring back New Jerusalem, New Jerusalem, going back into the 144 elect, going back into Revelation 21. So you can bring on the precept back.
This is 1 Timothy chapter 4 and verse 14. He said, neglect not the gift that is in thee, which was given thee by prophecy with the laying on of the hands by the presbytery. He said, meditate upon these things, give thyself wholly to them, which is the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the scriptures, right? We say that thy profiting may appear to all, right? And the thing is that the understanding of the scriptures is the light, right? And therefore, through the things that we do, right, we'll show that light, right? We'll show that light because we have the testimony of who? Yahushua HaMashiach. Right?
And that's the everybody saying because it's so yapa, because that means going back into pain on the new man, and that what we do on a daily basis, renewing ourselves, renewing mind. Go back, can bring the prescription and Peter Yakal to water. To renew your mind. And that's a yapa thing because daily, showing brotherly love, and this is a time where brothers have to be, coming and meeting brothers if you can meet a brother on the half, just to put in the Lord work. If you come on a lunchtime break and do a brother or even you personally, as Monitor Zachboy just put in his video on his lunch period, and even he's grouping a little more, even when the lunch period up, he's still in the car pushing the Lord works because he know that his first works, as the Lord said, do your first works. So he doing his first works because he know physically it ain't really profit him because we ain't really trying to profit nothing in this world, but still we under subject to payments. So our brother had to use wisdom with it, So at the end he know that he put in his spiritual penny, by using his talent, his gift what the Lord gave him, it more precious than any, as the scripture say, as a precious the oil, precious ointment that run on through Aaron's beard. It's like that. Says your pastor, you can bring a precept together.
Precept in first
you renew your mind?
Your mind? There's a Romans 12 and 2.
Yeah, brother.
Right? It says, and be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of Yahweh.
Yes, brother.
Good.
Yeah, well, you know, as the brother say, we renew your mind, you know, and going back into which is our reasonable service, serving the Lord. You know, that is our part. You know, we had to play, you know, our part we had to play in this truth as making sure that the ministry, you know, on that great millstone as the order of the Apostles Paul, we ought to speak the same thing. You know, we ought to be in order. You know, we have to go and pay with 3 videos, you know, and that will keep on the light burning. That will keep on, because if you have what's his name, Salakia? We used to go out in the sea with, and it's a light. A lantern, a lantern, you know, and the lantern have pitch oil in it. The pitch oil, if you have the lantern burning, the pitch oil gonna begin observe. We could be observing the you know, all the pitch oil, and it will be going to the jar gonna become empty. But when you keep on filling your jar with you know, going spiritual now, filling your cup with the word, you know, always occupied in prophecy, in reading, you know, being diligent and being a watchman, watching all what's going on in the news, you know, you have yourself occupied in prophecy. That means your cup always being filled. You know, your lantern always begin fill, so your light always lighting. You know, and going back into what Brother Kwana said also, Yapa, you know, pertaining to when it say in the book of Matthew, it say, you know, taking your wick, or it's cleaning your wick. You know, that means so when you light it lighted perfection.
Bright.
It bright in perfection. You know, no black smoke, nothing like that. You know, so it's a Yapa thing to renew your mind. You know. Get rid of that old man and put on this new man, because this is the mindset we're paying on for the spiritual body to come, because understand the flesh and blood can inherit the kingdom of heaven. You know, so that's why putting on that spiritual mind is the armor of our Shemeshah, because we could enjoy, you know, as the scripture says, Salakia, I know it's 2 scriptures going to code it, but our next one come to mind, but I'm going to that one first. You know, the Lord said when he come and meet us, we could be as him. You know, so you understand that we putting on the minds that Yahweh Shai, you know, is the whole armor.
We putting off mortality. Putting on immortality.
Yeah, pa.
Right, which is that heavenly state of mind.
That's right.
Right. This is Matthew 25 and verse 1. He said, "Then shall the kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins, which shall take their lamp and went forth to meet the bridegroom. And 5 of them were wise, and 5 were foolish." Right? He said that they were Salaki. He said that they that were foolish took their lamps and took no oil with them. Right? He said, but the wise took oil in their vessels with their lamps. Right?
25 wise and 5 foolish.
And he said, verse 5, he said, while the bridegroom tarried, they all slumbered and slept. And at midnight there was a cry made, Behold, the bridegroom cometh, go ye out to meet him. Then he said, then all those virgins arose and trimmed their lamps. And the fool.
So we then going back from on top, you know, the 5 wives is the elect. The foolish is 2/3 of our people, you know, and when they're going on into you know, that trimming with lambs, as I was saying earlier on, getting himself right, you know, for the coming of the coming of the Lord, which is the Hamashiach, the husbandman, you know.
Right, and also the 5 foolish represent, you know, those that once had the word.
Right? Yeah. That's right.
Those that once had the word, but in the end, you know, like how we just say, you know, certain brothers that fall out. In the end, when they see prophecy start to play off, they will be like, hey, they want to come back into this thing, right? He said, verse 7, he said, then all those virgins arose and trimmed their lamps, and the foolish said unto the wise, give us of your oil, for our lamps are gone out. He said, but the wise answered, saying, not so, lest there be not enough for us and you. But go ye rather to them that sell and buy for yourselves. Right? He said, and while they went to buy, the bridegroom came, and they that were ready went in with him
Can.
to the marriage,
Can.
and the door was shut.
Can. So, hey, go on American that.
Yeah, so those that, you know, that keep the word and keep doing the works of the Most High, right? They are the ones that will endure to the end, right? And they are the ones that when the Lord come, right, that will be caught up with him.
Mm-hmm.
Can. And the ones who go and buy, the ones who buy, who selling and going to buy is these harlot houses, these pastors, you know, all these Christians, you know, going back to the Pharisees. This is the one who gonna run to the pastors, and he gonna be, you know, as I say, Santa Claus, you know, when he have a big bag of toys, you know, and which we know, you know, that's how the pastor gonna be with a big bag of money and running like the movie Friday, you know, how the Black Santa, you know, that what the pastor represent, the black pastor. That will show you that in the movies and all today show you, you know, everything, you know, Esau, Edom is make a laughter, you know, and put Jakes in the movie and show you how foolish, or like the scripture say, my people are foolish, you know, they are sluttish children, you know.
If you get Jeremiah 32 and 14, just to back up what you're saying, because it has a lot to do with neglecting the power within you, have a lot to do with you getting sifted. Because when you realize you're getting sifted, there's certain things that have to come out of your mind, certain things we already know. You understand? You're not exercising your abilities. You understand? You're neglecting it, you're forgetting it. You understand? The Lord gave you ability, he didn't, like the scripture says, he didn't give you a light to hide under a bushel. You understand? So you can't neglect your abilities, but bring out that precept there and you.
It says Jeremiah 13 verse 14. He said, thus said
32.
32. Yeah, Jeremiah 32 verse 14. He said, thus said Yahweh of hosts, the power of Israel, take this evidence of the purchase, both which is sealed, and this evidence which is open, put them in an earthen vessel, that they may continue many days.
Continue many days. He never say to stop. You know, it's to continue many days, to continue, it's to constantly doing something. Going back into the scripture to pour the Lord from day to day. You know? Well,
right? See what to continue, right? Which is in the works that the Lord, you know, give us to do. This is 1 Peter chapter 1 and 13. He said, wherefore, gird up the loins of your mind, be sober, and hope to the end for the grace that is to be brought unto you at the revelation of Yahushua HaMashiach.
Come.
He said, as obedient children, not fashioning yourselves according to the former lust of your ignorance. Right? So it means not going back to that ignorant state of mind, not falling asleep, right? And forgetting the things which thou hast learned, as the brother said earlier on, you know, to exercise your mind in the scriptures. Right?
You're exercising your spiritual gift. You know, your spiritual gift.
Get the book
you
of
know?
Ephesians one time. I'll read it for you.
It's so yapa to know that, you know, that the Lord take you out from the darkness of this world, you know, and give you that, you know, that spiritual gift, and you neglecting it. You know, you refusing to do the Lord's will. You know, you studying to go and work for Caesar. You know, which was Esau. You know, and you know, to be that big butler. You know, in this world we know we're crashing. You know, you try to build a dream. You know, in this world which we know it have a short time. You know, tell me, were you really? Where's your? Tell me if like a Jake, you know, in his mind thinking that he gonna make it, but Esau is coming down with great wrath, knowing that you have a short time. How you can leave this truth to go and sing music and you make it yet?
Can the Lord even proclaim judgment on this place? Not just on Esau alone, but
can,
on
yeah,
two-thirds. So if you are Jake and you wanna I should say live a life here, you have a dread judgment too, because the Lord Esau gonna get thrown down with all his disciples. All who following after Esau, who worshiping the beast as the scripture say, and his image gonna get taken down when Esau get taken down. You going down too. Famine, pestilence, everything coming at you full force. Mercy don't you feel all elect. But I will read this piece up here.
We know that.
I should go break it down. This is the book of Ephesians 4 and 17. It says, "This I say therefore and testify in the Lord, that ye henceforth walk not as other Gentiles walk, in the vanity of their mind."
So can it say not that ye henceforth not walk not as other Gentiles walk, meaning in that ignorant state of mind, the things that they do and how they care about themselves, right? The concerning the old man that you already put off, right? You're not supposed to walk in that state, as the scripture say, a dog that returns to its vomit. Right? You're not supposed to be in that state of mind. Right?
Alright. Continuing, it says, having their understanding darkened, being alienated from the life of Yahweh.
Being what? Alienated, being a stranger. Right? Being a stranger to the life of the living power.
Yeah, because you once knew this. You understand? You once knew this, and what the scriptures say, though they once knew this, you understand, they didn't glorify the Lord when they knew him. And that was way back to when Moses bring the commandments to them. You understand? Right now, our people don't know the living power. Right now, they don't know their name. They don't even, they just mock at their name. Right? So going back into this, they having the understanding darkened, being alienated from the life of the living power through the ignorance that is in them because of the blindness of their heart.
Now it says having the understanding darkened, right? Meaning, that knowledge is not there, right? So when that when the spirit of the Most High gone from you, right? That is when your understanding get darkened and you become a stranger to the ways of the Heavenly Father, right? That's why you see the scripture talk about that they didn't have only the wedding garment. You understand? Which is the word, the knowledge, the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of Yahweh.
Some of them had a tone, but they had on the big brother said the upnet. They're on the imitation. They didn't have on the full armor.
Even prophesy that in scripture that the Lord going to say, hey, that man, bind that man.
And show him that man's darkness. Because why he neglect. I'll tell them, and that is two-thirds is a disobedient. They have that neglect spirit on them to take that order, to take instructions. They just want to be, it's my own man. Let me do, let the Lord judge me. And it's my body, it's my choice.
And that two-thirds state of mind.
It says, who being past feeling have given themselves over unto lasciviousness.
Say that again?
Who being past feeling have given themselves over to lasciviousness.
Pull up the meaning of that.
Really go into like greediness, wanting of this world, craving for things. You understand?
Want of all things.
Want of all things in other words, because they want the want, and that's a worldly state of mind. You wanting is something worldly. Because you can want all you want, but when the Lord comes, everything going to go to a knot. You only going to focus on your belly. You understand? Not to go too much, not to talk too much, but not
only on your belly, but your life. Because that will be Jake's. The whole mindset will be on trying to survive in this life.
And even in this time, and you see the heathens and them, you see the heathens, they actually selling all the things right now because I one thing about the heathens. You understand? The heathens already know they have 4 or 5 Benz and BMW. They go sell one to make back the income. You understand? But Jake now, who had the 1 car or the 2 car, you understand? Can't do that. Or they wouldn't do that because that is the mindset of Jakes. You understand? But 2/3 of we people living in a kind of mindset where they want. They want to wear a Range Rover on the neck instead of seeing how the family building a nice house, investing in it. You understand? Forgetting all that, selling all that, and coming to the Lord. They ain't putting the mindset on that at all because what you going with the rich young ruler? He was in lasciviousness because if he wasn't in that state of mind, he would have sell all we have and follow the Lord.
Can.
You
I
understand?
go back into the pride too. They won't come down from there.
Can.
They won't come down from
Yeah,
that pride, you know.
Yeah, that-
Because that pride, yeah, see what I say, the head shaking, you know, because the mind ain't right.
Can.
The mind ain't right, because for you to run down, we're going to scripture fast to Walla, first Samuel 12 and 21, because this is a scripture I always quoting since I come in the truth, you know.
The 1 Samuel chapter 12 and verse 21. He said, and turn ye not aside, for then and turn ye not aside, for then should ye go after vain things.
Can't say also to turn after these things. Don't go, you know, and neglect this so, you know, it's so precious. They can't even find the perfect word for how yappa, you know, this truth is, you know, to go after vain things. You would say.
He said, which cannot profit nor deliver, for they are vain.
So it cannot profit you or deliver you when all hell's at a break loose. When chariots at a beam up, brothers, you know, you being lot wife. A lot of men being lot wife same way too. You know, you turn back for the things of this world.
Even if Esau go and get caught in his bunker, his $2.3 trillion bunker. You understand? What you feel could deliver you in this time, man? The Lord say, the scripture say, who could abide it? Who could abide the day of the Lord? You understand? Nothing could abide the day of the Lord. The Lord say, the Lord had to shorten the days, otherwise all flesh would have get caught up. You understand? Everybody, the Lord had to shorten the days for the elect sake, because everybody else would have get caught up.
Can.
You understand? The time when I get real, nothing can deliver you in that time.
That's right.
And even that's so yappa, because the scripture say that he take it away the righteous, so that I believe, just roughly paraphrasing, that the soul wouldn't get corrupt now, boy. You understand?
I think Apocrypha.
That's why he's going to ask like that.
Yeah. That is say goes on to that. The Apocrypha way, you know, it tells you that the Lord had to take you away from this place, because you know it will corrupt you.
Can, because the scene was going on, because there's only sex parading on the face of the earth.
Can, because even remember we in the flesh, you know.
Can, and there's a fight every day.
And not only sex too, but when you watch the spirit wrong the world, as you're saying, the lasciviousness, right, is
in
that
one time, yeah.
Jake's in this wanton spirit, right? Whether it be money, whether it be sex wise, whether it be enjoyment,
Can, pleasure.
you understand? Pleasure.
Because they don't recognize the Sabbath. You understand? The Sabbath is that day where you have to, for that day, you have to hold off on pleasure. You understand? You gotta refrain. You understand? So,
and
if them don't recognize the Sabbath, which is one day, you understand? Who's that? You can tell them to hold off for one day. They can't even hold off for one day, so imagine telling them to change their whole life from pleasure.
Because they realize, hey, the court whom Moses was serving, that he had too much laws, too much instruction, too much order.
Too much
restriction. Yeah, too much restriction. So it's like, you know, hey, Aaron, will we go there? So we could zest, we could party, we could do what we feel like. You know, we could be, you know, in we nakedness. You know?
And just to add, because that teacher boy come like the calf.
The calf.
Right? I go that day, I got to please them, in a matter of fact. You understand?
Can't they go back to Baal?
Can't. Oh, anything again?
I was reading down a little small thing in this.
Oh, go down it now.
Right? This is Ephesians 4 and continuing. It says, verse 20, but ye have not so learned the Yahushai, if so be that ye have heard him and have been taught by him, as the truth is in Yahushai, that he put off concerning the former conversation, the old man which is corrupt, according to the deceitful lust, and be renewed in the spirit of your mind. You understand?
So that's why a lot of them could do so, you know, because they need truth, but yet they still have that two-turn mindset and two-turn mentality in front of brothers, you know. A shalom thing, But behind brothers' back when they're home, because I always say, at our men pleasers because they're hiding from men, but the Lord eyes 10 times brighter. And he said, ain't doing this some manner. You're doing this for your salvation, and you're doing this for the Lord. Yahweh Shem Shai. And salvation, fear and trembling. You know, so it's a serious thing. You know, so you being a pretensive spirit, you know, neglecting the order, you know, and the laws of the Lord, because the Lord said, hey, don't sit down with ungodly men, with the ungodly on the whole. Separate yourself. Oh. That going back into Deuteronomy 7:6, be holy, you know, from these heathens, and even for this really for the elect from these 2/3. You know, because they neglect the truth, they neglect the laws, such as and commandments, Jeremiah 17:4, their heritage. You know?
And even just to add, because as you say, be holy, you know, that go back to learn your light so shine. You understand that they will see the gift, you know, that was given through the scriptures, through the things that you do, the way that you live. Right?
Because it really deep too, because it go into the scripture where we do the Lord gave put His spirit in earthen vessels so it may continue. You understand? When you understand that, is that spirit being in earthen vessel to continue, is to really continue to perfection. So because as we was always saying before, we are spiritual being experiencing an earthly experience. Now we being experiencing an earthly experience is to master it. So if we can master here, master the spiritual realm already, because we were already spiritual beings. You master the both realms. It's to conquer the flesh, because all that are down here is the flesh, you know. So if you can master the both realms, then you're ready to be a king, because you are the rule over earthly vessels.
That way you say deep in the spirit, because that's the part where
that is scripture say what Paul need the mindset of Hamashiach. You understand? Because Yahushua, he came and he walked that perfect walk and show you that way.
He show you to overcome and to control it with both realms. The physical and spiritual, to show you that, hey, you know, I could be in this earthly vessel we're full of infirmities.
How you know Yahushua was Solomon? Because Solomon say, I have done all things on the face of the earth. He done everything in the flesh. And everything. To see it, that's to test it. To know that, hey, this is vanity. There's vanity. There's vanity. You know what I'm saying? You can do it. Eat and drink. Yeah, you belly feel nice when you eat it.
And what we say, to give Mary, exalt the Lord, you know, to call upon the Lord and say, you know, to what I have asked him.
And the Lord gave us Salakia. The Lord gave us this in this earthen vessel. Now the scripture to match with that is 2 Corinthians 4:7. Because that's perfect. That scripture matching up with what we're talking about.
That because that's really the mission. So that is us neglecting this world, you know, and accepting the true life, which is the word, going back into the laws. That's why going back into the Baruch 4:1, Ayapa scripture. You know, them who follow the commandments shall live.
And what we just say at the beginning of the video, all
praises to Yahweh.
Why? Because the Lord doing all this. When you watch where you come from and where I come from, and where certain brothers come from, is it for the glory of the Lord, boy? The Lord put you in this. The Lord say, hey, I'm going to send my servants down there, right? I'm going to give my servants unto Yahushua, which going to become His servants, and then them going to master this flesh, conquer this flesh, and then there's a ceremony, the crowning ceremony in Revelation. We can bring out the precept back.
Yeah, this is 2 Corinthians chapter 4 and verse 7. He said, but we have this treasure in earthen vessels, that the excellency of the power may be of Yahweh and not of us.
So we Lord give you this power in earthen vessels that I was saying. You understand? Because He know we can conquer this flesh. The elect, He don't already know the elect going and conquer the flesh, because them created this. Imagine you, as what I was saying yesterday, and I was really happy. We were the first brethren ever created. It never had a brethren before we. We were the first friends, the first brethren ever created.
After Yahushua.
You know what brethren are? Like a bunch of brethren, like a man guy, you see friends so and friends so. We are the true friends.
We are the spirits that was created after Yahushua. That's why Yahushua said I wouldn't drink of this wine. You understand? Until we meet, that's roughly paraphrasing, until that time come. Right? Yeah, anything else?
No, you know, that's about it, you know.
You will see it.
Yeah,
Yeah, verse
go down
9.
and-
Verse 9, verse
yeah.
9, yeah.
He say, 2 Corinthians 4:8, he say, I read over from 7. He say, but we have this treasure in earthen vessels, that our excellency of the power may be of Yahweh and not of us.
Can.
We are troubled on every side, yet not distressed.
We in the world on a hot seat because we not even studying that.
Can.
Killing taking place every day. He's all getting ready to turn it up loud. But we not study, we not distressed.
Can, because and that's so yappa, because we know that they actually coming first. We know that the city we live in, because our own foes are our household, our wives, you know, our children is the ones who gonna point and say, yeah, look at they. That is the one of the Israelites and them.
They get ready to push back we head.
That's right, but
We not distressed.
they have to remember that this is the flesh, or they really, or they can do nothing to the spirit. They're gonna put with we're gonna be at peace.
And that's why the scripture said there's nothing new under the
The
sun,
sun
because
can.
the same way how they point out Peter and James and them, well mostly was Peter. Because
Can.
Peter, the same way how they point out Peter and say that, hey,
He's one of them.
He's one of them.
Can same thing and do us, you know. And that's so yappa, you know. That's so yappa, because the time we heading in is a lot of, you know, sellouts, a lot of Judas spirits will be coming out, you know, and trying to put him in a low to death. You know, but the Lord, as the scripture say, we don't have that fleshly mindset to be had a spirit of fear. Because if we know we in this realm, this physical realm, and Yahweh Hashem shall control it, both realms, physical and spiritual, and even might be beyond, you know, because he's all powerful. What is for you to be frightened? What is for you to have a spirit of fear? You know,
We have nothing to worry
we have nothing to worry about. You know, we as men of the Lord, we talk anything to existence. So you have to watch yourself very powerful, you know, under Yahweh Hashem Yoshai. You know?
Like that what the scripture say, that the Lord may be exalted.
Can.
Understand? Go ahead and read it.
He said, we are troubled on every side, yet not distressed. We are perplexed, but not in despair. Persecuted, but not forsaken. Cast down, but not destroyed.
Cast down, but not destroyed. Come on,
Can.
He said,
on the first estate, so like,
Can.
yeah. Alright.
He said, always bearing about in the body the dying of the Lord Yahweh Shai.
So same way and that's so yappa, because, you know, we been virgins, we been like we changing from that old man and put on a new man. We been as virgins, so we, you know, we in touch by you know, the things of this world, you know, the filthiness, by the sins, you know, because Yahweh Hashem Shai, you know, he bring that grace for the elect. You bring that you know, that grace period of the time we're living in now, you know. So when we die, you know, and it's shed our blood for Yahweh Hashem Shai, it's a precious thing to the sight of him. Same way as when he died was a precious sight for Yahweh, you know.
And it's always being about the body, being in the body, the dying of Yahweh Shai.
Can.
That is scripture say, you know, that we die and rise with Yahweh Shai.
Can be
You
killed all the
understand?
day long.
Long can.
When you read verse 9, that the confidence for verse 10, because it say, persecuted but not forsaken, meaning that we ain't shit. The cast we don't on the ground, but we not forsaken, meaning that the Lord coming back for we.
Can.
Lord,
Meaning not only coming back, but the Lord always with us.
Can.
Because when you go back into John,
Yep.
into John, you say yeah, let me get it.
And that's what your probably brother saying, because to fuck with this world, we don't really care what they think about us. We don't really care how they watch us. We don't really care how they scoff and mock at us. We know, you know, we believe we are how about Shimon Shai, you know, up in the heavens, you know, watching us and say, hey, this is my man.
Yeah, because it's really faith you gotta have that you gotta make it. Innit?
Can.
If you don't have faith you gotta make it, well, you in shit, because
Can.
it's impossible to please the Lord without faith. Because if you don't have faith, when you end up in shit, because the heat going to turn up. You understand? You could be talking all that talk now, and then the heat turn up and you bug out. You understand? So,
Shaky.
You're shaky. But the thing is, you had to have faith. We speaking as in confidence, but with faith.
That's
Because
right.
it's not just, we're not just speaking in confidence alone. We're speaking in faith because we know we do know we have to do.
Can.
You understand? Nobody can tell you in yourself, you know yourself, that way you don't have to examine yourself. I know personally I love my brothers. You understand? It's now for me to show that I love my brothers. My brothers in distress, my brother needed to come and help and pull out to do something today. You had to come. You ship that proving it, that talking it.
And just to add, what the brother saying, a part of that also is reproofing our brother. That is one of the main love. To correct the brother and let him know, you're fucking up. Do this. Don't be doing that. The correct way, you know. Then that's the whole thing about this truth, correcting yourself daily, you know.
This is John chapter 17 and verse 11. He said, and now I am no more in the world, but these are in the world, and I come to thee, Holy Father, keep through thine own name those whom thou hast given me, that they may be one as we are one. He said, verse 12, he said, while I was with them in the world, I kept them in thy name. Those that thou givest me, I have kept, and none of them is lost, but the son of perdition, that the scripture might be fulfilled.
And we reveal him in this time, you know, and you know, as we know that, hey, without Yahweh Shemashai is nothing. That's why we exalt Yahweh Shemashai all our day long, you know, until he come and return, you know, and bring, you know, all these nations to subjection, you know. And hey, it's a yapata, you know. So hey, we had to be in hospital, I was sending the curses to this wicked place, you know, because it's Saddam and Egypt back once again, you know, Rome, you know, also that filthiness, you know, unclean spirits, you know, unclean on birds. There's a unclean scripture Revelation.
No, that's after
after they get destroyed, a cage are unclean and and that way Lord watching it as, you know, so it's a yapa thing, you know, to be in a shoot, you know, not neglecting the truth, you know, neglecting the spirit, the power Yahweh Shemashai give us, you know, to use the talent we give us, you know, which is the Rakak Kodash. You know, everybody have a part in the body to play your part, play a role. You know, as a defender, a midfielder, a striker, you know, play your role, you know. So, hey, hope this video edifying through the spirit and power of Shemashai, you know. We're going to give all praises to you.